Good morning everyone, and a very warm welcome to the Old Vicarage on this beautiful day in the New Forest, on this very special occasion for Tom and Izzy. My name is Sharon and my colleague here is Nikki. We are registrars and members of the Hampshire ceremonies team. Throughout today's ceremony, I have the very, very great pleasure of guiding Tom and Izzy through their vows and promises, whilst Nikki is here to witness the marriage and will be guiding the couple through the signing of the marriage schedule. And you, their guests, have been chosen to be here today to witness what is at heart a very private moment between two people as they make their commitment to each other. You'll become part of the memories of this day, and I'm hoping you're going to help them celebrate in some style later. Looks like you are. It is my duty to inform you that the place in which you are now met has been duly sanctioned according to the law for the celebration of marriages. And I must now ask you both to confirm your full names. And Tom, you start, please.
Thomas Loe.
Thank you, that was nice and simple. And
short name.
Izzy, yours, please.
Isabel Carol Reeves.
Perfect, thank you. At least we've got the right people in the right place, on the right day, at the right time. Before we start the ceremony properly, we have a reading from Kate called Falling in Love is Like Owning a Dog.
First of all, it's a big responsibility, so think long and hard before deciding on love. On the other hand, love gives a sense of security. When you're walking down the street late at night and you have a leash on love, ain't no one going to mess with you. Because crooks and muggers think that love is unpredictable. Who knows what love could do in its own defence? On cold winter nights, love is warm. It lies between you and lives and breathes and makes funny noises. Love wakes you up at all hours of the night when it needs. It needs to be fed so it will grow and stay healthy. Love doesn't like being left alone for long. But come home and love is always happy to see you. It may break a few things accidentally in its passion for life, but you can never be mad at love for long. Is love good all the time? No. Love can be bad. Bad love, bad. Very bad love. Love makes messes. Love leaves you little surprises here and there. Love needs lots of cleaning up after. Sometimes you just want to get love fixed. Sometimes you want to roll up a piece of newspaper and swat love on the nose. Not so much to cause pain, just to let love know, don't you ever do that again. Sometimes love just wants to go for a nice long walk, because love loves exercise. It runs you around the block and leaves you panting. It pulls you in several different directions all at once, or winds around you until you're wound up and can't move. But love makes you meet people wherever you go, people who have nothing in common but love. Stop and talk to each other on the street. Throw things away and love will bring them back, again and again and again. But most of all, love needs love, lots of it, and in return, love loves you and never stops.
That was beautifully done, thank you very much. Marriage joins two people who trust the love that they have found. It is a partnership in which each can grow whilst sharing in the development of the other. It is a statement to all around you of what you already know, namely that you have found the very finest quality of love, support and friendship that you wish to share for the rest of your lives. And today you will affirm that relationship by offering each other the security which comes from legally binding vows, sincerely made and faithfully kept. Tom and Izzy, before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you are about to make. Marriage in this country means the union of two people voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. It is a solemn union that provides the love and friendship, help and comfort that each should have for each other, both in times of joy and in times of trouble. It is not to be entered into lightly, nor is it likely to be set aside. But before we can proceed with the marriage ceremony, I must now ask that if anyone present knows of any just cause or lawful impediment why this marriage should not take place, they should declare it now. I don't think I've ever heard such silence before. You must have threatened them or something. I've got a roll on. Well done. That's fabulous. I now have to ask each of you in turn to declare solemnly and truthfully that to the best of your knowledge and belief, there is no lawful reason why you cannot be joined together in marriage. So Tom, starting with you, and by answering I am to this question. Are you, Thomas Loe, free lawfully to marry Isabel Carol Reeves?
I am.
And Izzy? Are you, Isabel Carol Reeves, free lawfully to marry Thomas Loe?
I am.
Well done. Marriage is a verbal contract, publicly shared. It is not only a legal contract between two people, but a bond based in trust and respect that should hold the two of you together throughout your lives. You have invited your guests here today to witness your marriage, so I ask you now, in their presence, to respond with the words, I do, to the following question. Tom, do you wish to be joined in marriage to Izzy, promising to love her and remain true to her for the rest of your life?
I do.
And Izzy, do you wish to be joined in marriage to Tom, promising to love him and remain true to him for the rest of your life?
I do.
Fabulous. So the moment has now come for Tom and Izzy to contract their marriage before you. Therefore, can I ask those of you who are able and feel comfortable to stand to please do so, to share this moment with them. This is where I ask you to turn and face each other and hold hands.
What's about?
How lovely that you've been doing it. That's beautiful.
I'll stop shaking.
You are now making a verbal contract before your witnesses, your friends and family, and the vows you make to each other. And these are the vows that will make you husband and wife. So Tom, please repeat after me. I, Thomas Loe,
I, Thomas Loe,
take you, Isabel Carol Reeves,
take you, Isabel Carol Reeves,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
I promise to love you
I promise to love you
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
with all I have to give
with all I have to give
and all I feel,
and all I feel,
in the only way I know how,
in the only way I know how,
completely and forever.
completely and forever.
Perfect, thank you. So you are now 50% married. And it's all up to Izzy. So Izzy, can you please repeat after me? I, Isabel Carol Reeves,
I, Isabel Carol Reeves,
take you, Thomas Loe,
take you, Thomas Loe,
to be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
I promise to love you
I promise to love you
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
with all I have to give
with all I have to give
and all I feel,
and all I feel,
in the only way I know how,
in the only way I know how,
completely and forever.
completely and forever.
You're 100% married. Let's have a round of applause. Please be seated.
I didn't fall over my words.
We now come to the exchange of a ring, which is the ancient and traditional way of sealing a marriage contract. The ring is an unbroken circle with no beginning and no end. It symbolises the unending and everlasting love that you have for one another, and it is the outward sign of the lifelong promises that you have made today. Allegedly, the rings were last seen in the safe hands of Connor. I haven't seen them, but I've been assured he has them. So Connor, would you mind stepping forward? And could you please give Izzy's ring to Tom? Perfect, you can take
I'll
that.
let you choose which one it is.
Thank you. And if you could hold that on the third finger of Izzy's left hand and
Let's
repeat
hope it goes
these-
on this time.
Oh, did we have a problem before?
No, it'll be fine.
And can you
Jesus.
repeat these words after me? I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a sign of my love for you
as a sign of my love for you
and a symbol of my commitment
and a symbol of my commitment
throughout our lives together.
throughout our lives together.
Perfect. And if you could put that on, please.
Just push. It's fine. Warm
Perfect,
hands.
well done. Nicely done. Okay, Connor, if you could now pass the second ring to Izzy. Thank you very much, Connor, that was great. And if you could hold that on the third finger of Tom's left hand, and holding it there, repeat these words. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a sign of my love for you
as a sign of my love for you
and a symbol of my commitment
and a symbol of my commitment
throughout our lives together.
throughout our lives together.
Lovely. And if you could put that on.
It's fine.
There we are, it's not coming off anytime soon.
Exactly.
Perfect. May these rings be a reminder to you both of the vows and promises that you have made today. We now have a final reading from Reese. If Reese could come up, please.
This. If this goes well. Theirs is a love based on giving and receiving, as well as having and sharing. And the love that they give, I'm not done, and have is shared and received. And through this having and giving and sharing and receiving, we too can share and love and have and receive. Joey Tribbiani, circa 2001.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Kind of sums it up, doesn't it? Marriage is a promise made in the hearts of two people who love one another, which takes a lifetime to fulfil. It gives you a shared vision of the future which needs constant tending to handle the pressures of everyday life. If at time your vision becomes a little hard to achieve, try to remember what brought you together to this place and this moment today. May you always be able to talk things over, confide in each other, support each other's dreams, laugh with one another a lot, never going to be a problem for you, and share your moments of peace and quiet. May the everyday things become special for you and the special things become truly wonderful. And may you remain the greatest of friends. Above all, may you each find a lifetime of true happiness. Tom and Izzy, today marks the start of an important and exciting journey in your lives together. You have both made the declarations required by law to say that you are free lawfully to marry each other and have made a solemn and binding contract in which you promise love, loyalty and commitment here in the presence of your family and friends. And obviously you've got the thumbs up from Duke, who's looking over, wondering what on earth's going on. So it is now my very, very great pleasure to confirm that you are husband and wife, and we want to see it sealed with a kiss, I think.
I've got it all planned out, love. Every day of our lives, I'll start by waking you up with kisses to remind you that you're mine. We'll head into the kitchen, have breakfast with your favorite cup of tea, and I'll spend my mornings wishing that I could form the words to make you see I'll never be the same. Because of you I'm changed for the better, and I just can't explain what it is you've done to me. You walked me down the pavement, right up to my driver's door. I roll my window down, start waving, 'cause my whole life is standing on that porch. 9 months never move so quickly. The next few years will surely get away. But while you grow and we keep making memories, I'll be sure to tell you every day I'll never be the same. Because of you I'm changed for the better, and I just can't explain what you've done to me. I'll never be the same since the day you came. And I just can't explain what it is you've done to me. To me. I'll never be the same. Because of you I'm changed for the better. I just can't explain what it is you've done to me. I'll never be the same since the day you came. Oh, I just can't explain what it is you've done to me. What you've done to me.
Well, welcome everybody, thank you for coming. I've been asked to say a few words, especially about what it's about. What I can say is that since we had it at Isabel, life was very interesting, full of fun, and it was always good. It was always good fun. For everything we did, whether we went on holiday, where we did, I was then involved with rugby club, and she used to go to rugby club quite regularly. And life was good, and she one day sang a song to everyone at the rugby club, stood on the table. And that was one side of it. And then the next time, we had a wedding for one of the people at the rugby club, and everybody liked to dance, as did Lynn and I. Isabel was so embarrassed she hid under the table. So we told us tonight that when Tom starts dancing, if we're hiding under the table, she knows why. When we went on holiday with Isabel, she had a passion for animals, and I can honestly say that over the years we've been to more zoos than anybody else. We've been to zoos in Pittsburgh, Edinburgh. We even went on the Norfolk Broads for a holiday once and ended up in an animal park. So how you get from the Norfolk Broads to an animal park, I don't know, but we managed it because of Isabel's love of animals. And that kind of brings us, really, I'm not going to dwell on years telling you our history with Isabel, but brings us through her school years, and she met loads of good friends, like Lily who sat over there, and Lily and the girls would go away on holiday, we'd drop them down to Red Roof in Cornwall, and they'd go on a riding holiday for a week, and when they came back, I don't think they showered for a week, they just, about a thing. The ladies used to take them out on the horses down the beach, into the water, only so they didn't smell so bad the next day, really. Not the horses, the girls, I'm sure. But anyway, as she got older, she goes through school, and she does very well through school, but
You've got a program.
it's broken. No, you can still hear me.
Do without it.
You can still hear me, can you?
That's fine.
Good. Okay. Anyway, might be the way I'm holding it, actually.
That's
Me.
it.
I feel like I was song, no song.
No.
So anyway, she comes home from school or whatever one day and tells us, she's about 15 years old now, that her boyfriend is a singer in a rock band. Leaves happens is she wants us to go and see this singer with her. So we get in the car, we go out to the what's his band play? Blue Noises is not the name of the band, if I remember rightly. And there on stage is a guy called Tom. This Tom here, for those of you who don't know. And over the coming years, we then meet Wayne and Angie, and we get invited to a couple more gigs, and Isabel and Tom's relationship blossoms a little bit. Then Tom starts coming away on holidays with us, because we used to do the fathers and kids camping. So Tom comes away on the fathers and kids camping with us. And slowly the relationship gets better and better, and they carry on. And then it comes to leaving school, and Tom kind of goes off to university, and Isabel goes down to Kingston Moor, which she's still heavily into her animals, and she learns how to sheep dagging, is it, darling?
Sheep dagging.
Dagging. Basically, I think they shave the sheep so that they can make better. You can't say it's not useful because she knows my hair. anyway, she gets home okay, and Tom does well at university, and they keep in touch, and by carry blossom. And Isabel then joins the girls in the corner on Luke Pett's corner. That's good. Good guitar in there, and that came in very handy, I think, when she moved up and moved in with Tom recently. So I'm not going to really say a lot more. I'd like to say thank Wayne and Angie for Tom. What I would like to say is that we're very immensely proud of Isabel, love her very much, and when you're proud of someone, when you love someone, you want the best for them. And quite honestly, she couldn't help better than Tom. So I will raise your glasses, stand up, raise your glasses, and drink a toast to the long-term good health and happiness of Isabel and Tom.
This is so you can't see me cry. So, good afternoon. First things first, I just want to apologise for not being the greatest public speaker. In fact, I suspect that for some of you, this is going to be the longest you'd have ever heard me say anything. Fortunately, no one really remembers the groom's speech that much after a wedding, so I wouldn't be all that offended if you wanted to do some more colouring in, to be honest. So I'd like to just start off by thanking Graham for his very, very kind words there. I knew your speech would be a tough act to follow. Unfortunately, Izzy made it very clear that I didn't have much of a choice, which is a theme that has been the through line for all of our relationships. I also just want to highlight how incredible the lawn games have been, so thank you very much for providing them today as well. So, on behalf of my wife and I'd like to thank you all for joining us in our celebration today. There are a few feelings better than being surrounded by friends and family, and to share today with you has been an absolute privilege for the both of us. A special appreciation as well for those who have travelled quite a long way to be here, so thank you very much to everyone. So to kick off the formal thank yous, I suppose, I'd like to take a journey back 14 years to a socially awkward young teenager with floppy straightened hair, dressed as Mermaid Man from SpongeBob SquarePants, standing outside of Lynn and Graham's house, waiting for his dad to pick him up for Izzy's 15th birthday. You see, my dad had fallen asleep on the sofa, and the party ended 2 hours ago. At this point, I think Graham had gone to bed, and Lynn was getting more and more frustrated that this teenage boy hadn't yet left her daughter's house. Not the ideal impression I wanted to make of that. Well, Lynn and Graham, who would have thought that 14 years later, that very same floppy-haired, still socially awkward, now man, was still kicking around. It is worth pointing out that on that night, me and Izzy shared our very first kiss, so I don't feel all that bad about it, to be honest. But yes, over all those years, you've both been so incredibly welcoming and supportive, and you've really made me feel like family. So thank you both for everything you've done over the years. For both of us, we love you both.
We love you too.
Now on to my mum and dad. Mum, you look amazing. Despite the last few months of pestering both me and Izzy about what colour you thought your dress should be. Only for you to receive the following response from me, ask Izzy. And the subsequent response from Izzy, it really doesn't matter, wear whatever you like. But I think we can all agree we didn't really need input. And Dad, you're lucky to even have a suit, so... But thank you both sincerely for the continuous love and support you've given both of us, particularly over this last year. It's been a very busy one and we couldn't have done it without you, so thank you. Now, because Google said that my speech shouldn't be more than 10 minutes long, I've had to cut down the section thanking Connor and the groomsmen, so we won't be going into However, they should know that all their help and participation has meant the absolute world to me, so thank you all.
James.
Not James, he's done that. This now brings us on to Izzy's fabulous bridesmaids. Izzy makes a lot of friends wherever she goes, so I knew that when it came to picking her bridesmaids, it would be quite a challenge. Therefore, you can imagine my relief when she came to me that day and told me that she'd narrowed down her choices to 5. They've carried out their roles tremendously, particularly in making sure that Izzy arrived here today on time, which is something we were all concerned about. I'd therefore like for you all to join me in a toast to Tilly and the bridesmaids. To the bridesmaids. With that, I suppose I should say some words about my beautiful bride. Now, for the last few months, I've been telling Izzy that I've written a rap. I will be performing in my speech to declare my love to her for to the world to see. So, Connor, if you could lay down a tasty treat. Of course, I'm joking. I haven't. But in all seriousness, Izzy, you look gorgeous. And marrying you today has made me so incredibly happy, as you can tell. So I was thinking through our 14 years worth of Tom and Izzy stories to try and find the best one that describes our relationship. However, a story fell into my lap about a month ago. So, we were at a meal out with some friends, and someone asked us the following question. Instead of focusing on how stressful wedding planning has been, what's been the best thing about planning your wedding together? A pretty good question, I would say. At this point, it dawned on me that every stage of planning this wedding had been so easy and smooth. And I attributed that to us being on the same wavelength and us being perfect for each other. I mean, this isn't exactly the most mature wedding I'm sure many of you have been to. But the theme of being grown-up children pretty much sums up mine and Izzy's relationship. Every time we would sit down and have some crazy idea, like Lego centerpieces or activity packs for everyone to colour in, it reiterated to me just how much I was in love with this woman. and that no matter how the day ended up, it was going to be uniquely ours. And I'm so excited for me and Izzy and Duke to explore the next chapters of our lives as a married couple and Duke. And for us to find our next adventure. So with that said, would you all please join me in toasting my wonderful wife to the bride.
To the bride!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have some very good news for you. And that is that this is the last speech you'll be hearing. So if you could just continue to entertain me for just a little bit more time, then I'll let you get on with your evening. So for those who don't know me, my name is Connor. I've known Tom since we joined university together about 9 years ago. Tom and I started university together and were placed into the same mentoring group, so that's where we first met each other and exchanged some small talk and all that. But the real cement to our friendship came in the first lab lessons, where we were asked to choose a lab partner, one that we would be stuck with for the next 3 years. I'd also met someone else that week and got on very well with them, and during the sort of preamble of you're going to be choosing a lab partner and all that, we were giving the eyes to each other of, yeah, we should be lab partners, right? So when the time came, I stood up and we started walking towards each other, me and this other person, when suddenly my path was blocked by the friendly and rather serious face of Tom, who had decided that we would be lab partners. And I, at the time, did not have the heart to say no. Luckily, this marked the true start of our friendship, and I wouldn't have wished it to have gone any other way. So you've got to be nice as well. So the next story does get a bit worse though for Tom. Because it is time for the traditional story of embarrassing the groom. So I'm going to pause for a bit and let Tom think about which story I'm going to choose. I'm pretty sure he knows exactly which one it is. But before that, I'd like to take the opportunity myself as well to thank the bridesmaids for the amazing work that they've done, as well as the staff of the old vicarage. I think the food that's been laid out has been amazing.
Yeah, lovely. Lovely.
And say that Izzy's looking beautiful today. I think the bridesmaids probably had a better time preparing Izzy than I did with Tom, just to make sure he looked presentable. So, in the first year of meeting with Tom, my dad was having a birthday party. And I thought it would be a nice idea to invite Tom round to enjoy his celebrations with. After starting the night on some lovely vintage ciders at around midday, we decided that the best possible direction from there was to begin drinking dark rum, straight, out of the bottles of the vintage cider. I had a lovely night, and once I began lying on the floor to have quick power naps, it was suggested to me that I should probably go to bed, which I did in the large tent prepared for us in the garden. And I had a very restful sleep, waking the next day feeling energetic and ready for the day. I must have made a little bit of sound when I woke up, because I heard a stir in the tent room next to me, and it said, "Connor, I think I might have been a bit sick." So I immediately stood up and unzipped the sort of dividing window partition and had a peep into Tom's room in that tent. And the sight I was greeted with has never left my brain. Tom was lying on the floor, fully clothed, cuddled up to a blanket and pillow provided to him by my dad. Everything in that room was coated in vomit. So, me being the good friend that I am, immediately burst out laughing. Left the tent and told everyone to come and look at this strange creature that I found. But of course, we made sure Tom was cleaned up and ready for his mum to come and pick him up.
We did.
So I now need to say something about Tom and Izzy together as a couple. So, Tom and Izzy met way before I ever met Tom or Izzy, so I cannot do any traditional best man speech things about how Tom was as a single man, or anything he said, like, oh, I couldn't be doing any of that married. But I do remember immediately noting the chemistry between them and how naturally they bounced off each other in social settings. And as I learned more of their story through the years of knowing them, I became increasingly sure that what they had was something truly special together. I remember the time that Izzy and Tom had Duke enter their lives.
That's one.
Tom was telling me that Izzy was looking at getting a dog, and that he was very explicit that she should not. The next day, Tom was explaining to me how Izzy now had Duke. And how he was very disappointed. He could not believe what happened. However, since then, I think it's safe to say that Duke has become another important part of their relationship, and one that Tom could not imagine his life without. So I believe this is an important lesson about compromise in your marriage. You should take forward. So it's apparently traditional to offer some advice for the years ahead to help with a lasting and happy marriage. However, I think after 14 years of being together already, Tom and Izzy know far more than I could ever advise them on, and I can only wish them the very best. So finally, I'd ask you now to, if needed, recharge all your glasses for one final toast, and I could ask the bride and groom to please look at each other.
Sorry.
You are now looking into the eyes of the person most statistically likely to murder you.